Hey everyone, this is Will here from Singletrack magazine, and the second bike in our full suspension XC race bike route test is the Scott Spark RC. Now Scott make a few different Spark models. This is the RC version, stands for race, 100mm travel front and rear, 29-inch wheels. This is basically the same geometry, the same bike that Nino Schurter and Jenny Rissveds have been racing to Olympic glory. So it is a purebred race bike, but completely redesigned from the old Spark. So it's got a brand new frame, brand new geometry, brand new suspension design. It's lighter, smoother, and in my opinion more effective as well. One of my favourite aspects about the Spark is the Fox NUDE shock. So this is made by Fox Racing Shocks, but the shock is designed by Scott. It's controlled by a 3-position remote on the handlebar. This is the twin lock lever. It offers you descend, traction and locked modes. In the descend mode, both the fork and the rear shock are full open, nice and plush. And on that note, this is a really plush bike. For 100mm travel, it has a feeling like a trail bike as far as that small bump sensitivity goes. Very impressive. Push that lever into traction mode, however, and it firms up the damping on the fork. However, inside the shock is where the magic happens. In traction mode, one of the air chambers is closed off inside the positive air spring. Basically what that does is it shrinks the volume, makes the rear shock really progressive, really rampy, and it limits the travel to about 70mm. Now the important thing here is in that shorter travel traction mode, the suspension still works. It's not a lockout, it doesn't become unusable. It still retains really good small bump sensitivity, but it just firms it up a little bit, limits the travel, and most importantly, it lifts the ride height of the bike. So it's kind of like a geometry adjuster, steepens the angles, lifts up the bottom bracket, puts you in a really efficient position for climbing. In fact, with that traction mode setting, the Spark was, I would say, the best climber out of the bunch, and definitely the most sprightly as well. The other aspect I like about the Spark is its chassis and the way that it rides. Super stiff down tube, bottom bracket junction. It's a carbon frame, so really stiff. Gives you really nice handling. 68.5-degree head angle, so it's a bit slacker for a race bike, but it works. It gives you good stability, but it still gets around the corners very efficiently, very quickly. So that's a bit of a look at the Scott Spark RC that we've been testing as part of the full suspension cross-country test in issue 116 of Singletrack magazine. Thanks guys.